What's going on? You're watching Progressive Pulse. I'm Steve Rodriguez. We're here at Ciudad Restaurant in downtown Los Angeles, and we're talking to none other than Quetzal Guerrero. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good, good. So we're in your turf right now.
We're in LA. Well, this is my new home, away from home. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona originally, but I've been out here for the past 3 years, so I love LA. LA's great.
And Ciudad hooked us up with some sangria and mojitos and their signature ceviche, which looks really good. Quetzal, I want to talk about you. You've got a new project coming out, but first of all, your background. You're a classically trained violinist, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, I've been playing violin since the age of 4. I studied in the Suzuki method, and I was able to study at the Matsumoto Institute in Japan with Mr. Dr. Suzuki, the guy who created the Suzuki Institute. And my mother's from Brazil, and we traveled to Brazil a lot growing up as a kid. So I studied in Brazil as well at the Conservatório Pernambucano in Recife, Brazil, which is where my family's from.
You speak Portuguese, right?
I speak Portuguese, I speak Spanish. My father is a Native American Chicano from Mesa, Arizona.
What does your name mean?
Quetzal is a type of bird from Guatemala or Central America.
So now, all these influences, obviously your music today isn't just classically based. How did you form the sound that you have now? Because this is a true blend, right?
Well, the music that I have now is just a mix of everything that I was raised with, that I've been exposed to. You know, my parents were both musicians, so I grew up listening to, of course, a lot of Brazilian music, a lot of Latin music, a lot of South American mix, and then, you know, growing up as a kid, I got into hip hop and rock and also a lot of jazz music. As my musicianship, you know, classical music, I got bored of doing a lot of classical music in junior high school, so I started delving more into Latin music and jazz, and that really influenced, you know, the colors and the style that my music is today, which is a mix of all that.
And we can't leave without saying that how you perform with Tito Puente.
I got to play with Tito Puente the year before he passed away, and actually a few years before that, I was about 11 years old, and I got to share the stage with him. And Tito Puente was always a guy who made it a point to bring in all the young musicians from whatever city he was in.
Tell me a little bit about, because I know in 2004 you went to the Winter Music Conference. Is that kind of when it all started, about your current sound and you got signed?
Yeah, in 2004 I went to the Winter Music Conference in Miami, and for those who don't know, it's like a big progressive electronic music conference, a lot of DJs. And I was working at the time with an artist on the label that I'm with now called Yoruba Records. And he's the one who introduced me to Osunlade. Osunlade is currently my executive producer and CEO of the label. Yoruba Records is the label that my album is going to be released on. And he's a really well-known worldwide for house music, but he's also an incredible songwriter, singer, musician. And he's produced all kinds of different artists like, you know, Vivian Green, Patti LaBelle, Music Soul Child. You know, he's worked with Prince and Lauryn Hill. He has a huge resume of people that he's worked with. So when I got to meet him, it was very exciting. You know, he asked me to be part of his band. We did a Europe tour and a United States tour. And then he asked me, hey, you know, I have a label. I want you to be an artist on the label. Let's make it happen. So I was ecstatic about that, and it definitely influenced me, his music, and learning a lot about the world music scene, because I think my music has definitely a world music vibe. You know what I mean? It's not so pop American, it's not so Brazilian in the aspect. I try to, you know, bring in a lot of different influences to make it palatable to whoever and, you know, whenever people want to listen to it, you know.
So your current EP, Vamos Conversar, is that right?
Vamos Conversar, it's out on iTunes. You can order it on my website. It's qviolin.com. And it's a prequel to my full-blown album that's going to be coming out very shortly. I don't have the secure, you know, due date, but it's dropping hopefully late 2008. And look out for it. It's also going to be available on my website. And check it out.
Before we let you go, I know you're going to play us a little track for us, acoustic, but so we can look out for the album. Where can people find you? On MySpace?
On MySpace, I always direct people to my website because that's the easiest.
Which is great.
Everything is connected to my website. You can download the music. You can go to my MySpace. You can check out the videos. It's all on qviolin.com.
We'll make sure people get that information. But first, before you perform, cheers to you. Cheers. Very good. Thank you, Ciudad Restaurant, and we will catch you next time.
O que você quiser, o que você precisa de mim. Não quero você triste, só feliz. Senão eu vou sofrer, 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 sofrer por você. Quero sentir o teu calor, a sua boca, boca maravilhosa. O teu corpo entre o meu, ai que gostosa. Quero tudo de você, tudo de você, e tudo de você, e tudo de você. Quero tudo de você, tudo de você, e tudo de você.